What's going on, people? Welcome back to VEVE Investments. On today's episode, we're going to be doing a second parter. I got a lot of people messaging me after the first, wanting me to do more of these in the future. You guys seem to really like it. So today we're going to be doing a second part of VEVE Fun Facts. Realized there was a bunch that I missed in the first video, but I wouldn't have really had enough time to put them in that video anyways. So I want to try and make a video like this every couple months, few months, as more and more things start to happen on the app. And yeah. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see in future episodes. And without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so first up, we got the pizza truck. Now, I am a massive Pixar fan. And funny enough, I actually did not know about this prior to the VEVE app. So for those who don't know, Pixar actually hides this pizza truck in every single Pixar movie they release. It will appear at least once in the film, somewhere in the background. You got to look for it. And yeah, cool little Easter egg on their part. So we got a bunch of movies on the right hand side showing you where exactly you can see it. The Cars one's funny. It's got the eyes in the windshield. But yeah, little cool story behind this piece. The next up, we're actually gonna have a glitch in Storm's clothing. This is only gonna happen in the secret rare variant of her. And this was commented on the last video, so shout out to whoever that was. But when you click on her for her to start doing her animation, the first animation's fine, but the second one, where she starts rising up into the air, you're going to notice the fabric that's actually attached to her wrists warps right into one of her legs. I'm not sure exactly what's causing this. My best guess is probably just, not exactly the answer you probably want to hear, but whoever was in charge of animating this piece, I think might have just been a little bit lazy here and didn't notice the fact that part of the fabric went into her leg. But I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Next up, we got Elsa. So this was an interesting one when it happened. So when Elsa dropped, you flipped her upside down, and underneath her shoe, there was, or there still is, what looks to be, and what people were speculating at the time was a pen, and specifically Walt Disney's pen. Now, when I heard about this and I started to look at it, I was like, oh, wow, okay, no, there's definitely something here. The Walt Disney pen, though, didn't really add up to me, because Walt Disney, if you were to do that on any piece, it would be Walt and Mickey. That would make sense to me. But also Elsa, I don't know. Elsa's a modern creation of Disney, and it just didn't add up to me. So the team did confirm that this was an issue with the way that the collectible had rendered. So it's apparently nothing that has been done on purpose, although it does oddly look like a calligraphy pen. But for those who don't know, that is there, and the team has confirmed that it was an issue with the render, so it's not deliberate. Next up, shout out to those who remember this one, but we actually had a first appearance mix-up between these two Captain Americas. So the one on the left is the actual first appearance, Steve Rogers' Marvel Mighties. However, when the one on the right dropped, that series was actually also labeled first appearance as well. So what ended up happening was VEVE put out a tweet, pretty much going, nope, we made a mistake. You guys are right. This should not have a first appearance tag. The first appearance tag belongs to the Marvel Mighty. So the first appearance of Captain America is going to be the Marvel Mighty on the left. The series on the right does not have the first appearance tag. And funny enough, I actually sold the piece after that because, well, just from my perspective, I'm not really interested in the Captain America series if it doesn't have the first appearance tag. That's just me. That's not me trying to bash the piece. In fact, they're gorgeous looking pieces. The quality on Captain America is very, very good. The way I look at it is the money that I spent on that piece, I would just rather spend on another piece that does have a first appearance tag that, in my eyes has the potential to kind of, make me a little bit more money in the future. So that is that. Next up, we're going to have the Call of Cthulu, I think is how you pronounce it. So this is, from my understanding, a video game. Dropped the first set on VEVE, and not long after, they actually ended up walking away. And this is because there started to be all of those, 10,000 photo collections starting to pop out, and all the scams, and, the rug pulls, and the pump and dumps. And, the brand pretty much came out and said, I'll toss their wording up on screen if I can find it, but it was something along the lines of, we don't really know where this whole NFT space is going. We want to kind of take a step back and watch things unfold for a little bit, as we're just unsure of, what our next steps are going to be with NFTs. That was my understanding of it. So they are not tied to VEVE anymore right now. I'm not sure if they've re-signed a partnership. They might have, but Pieces are still on the app, of course, but yeah, that happened. Next up, we got the MC #1 drop. So little throwback to those who remember, but for those who don't, this was the first comic ever dropped on VEVE. $7, and this was a point in time where you could literally just sit there, buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now. I remember going in the social feed afterwards, and people were like, got 29, got 30 of them, got 40 of them. I was like, geez. And you know, I'm gonna be making a video of my biggest mistakes on this app, and I'll tell you what, that was one of my biggest ones. Not sitting there and just buying them. I only bought one of them on the drop. Oh my lord. I wish I just spent a few $100 or just kept going until it sold out. Everybody knows where those secret rares went, so little fun fact there. But also on top of that, the piece actually dropped below retail. So I have 3 of these in total in my collection, and the other 2 that I picked up for like $3 or $4. So that's another thing too, is I could have sat there clicking buy now for $7, but I also could have done the same thing after the fact for 3 or 4. And it's always something I kind of slap myself on the wrist for now, but next up, we got some models after the physicals. So by all means, guys, there are many more on the app. I know I can't fit them all on one screen, and a lot of them are actually going to come from like the designer con artists and things like that. They have a lot of physicals that match their digitals. I thought I would kind of just list some bigger ones here. So we have, you know, Todd Batman. For those who don't know, you can get a physical statue of the Todd McFarlane Batman. Now, demand for the physical has gone way up recently, and that's actually from a lot of VEVE people going to buy them. So from my understanding, they're getting harder to get, and the price has gone up on them. The Superman physical collectible is extremely rare. Another Batman, we're gonna have Catwoman. Interesting fact about her, I actually found this out making this video. I'm not sure if this would be considered a misprint. I guess it would, but the handle on the vault that she's sitting on is on the top left-hand side of the vault, but the physical statue, she's actually holding the handle at the top of the vault. I'll put a photo on screen for reference, but yeah, a little fact about her as well. We got the battle statue with Superman and Flash, Batman and Killer Croc battle statue. Another fun fact about this one is I'm a huge Big Bang Theory fan, and this piece is actually sitting in Stewart's comic book store. So I noticed that just the other day, actually. So that's pretty cool. I'm actually looking for some other collectibles in the comic book store from different angles in the show now too. But yeah, fun fact about that one. We got Jim Lee's Joker and Harley Quinn. So a lot of Batman black and white physical collectibles you can get. And again, there's many others on the app as well. If you guys know some, make sure to comment them down below. Next up, we got the Showroom Easter Egg. So for those who do not know, you can actually get out of the showroom. Now, this is not a mistake on VEVE's part. They have done this on purpose. The reason why is they're providing a little Easter egg for people who want to, you know, be creative with their collectibles and have a little bit more room outside of just your vault. And for those who are familiar with this but don't know how to do it, what you're going to do is you're just going to walk over to the corner here, position yourself so that you're sliding against the wall, and you'll notice you'll walk right through the railing of the glass and be able to just walk pretty much anywhere. I like how the team does fun little stuff like that. And next up, we got some double branded NFTs. So on the left hand side there is going to be a No Time to Die poster. Engraved on the gun, you guys are going to see the word Walter. So Walter is a gun company. Now, in order, guys, for a piece like this to have 2 different brand names, VEVE has to have a licensed agreement with both of those companies. Meaning, VEVE obviously has a license with James Bond, but in this case, they're also going to have a licensed agreement with the Walter gun manufacturer. It's the same case on the right-hand side here. You guys are going to see the logo for Mattel on the Back to the Future hoverboard. Of course, they have the license for Back to the Future, but because they're also actively selling the Mattel logo on this piece, licensing is a whole legal game. And in the licensing world, it's a huge no-no to be selling somebody else's logo without having the permission of said company. So in this case, VEVE will also likely have something agreed upon with Mattel in the back end. All right, for those who remember this one, Ito is being teased forever. Oh my lord. Okay, so when the first set of Ultraman dropped, VEVE dropped the common, the uncommon, and the rare. However, Ito is not part of the set yet. I'm not 100% sure why they didn't drop it at the same time. I don't know the reasoning behind that. Make sure to comment it down below if you do. But what you're seeing on the right hand side of the screen there is the banner we saw for Ito on the app for several months. It just said dropping soon. It didn't give a date, didn't give nothing, and then he eventually dropped. Took some time, but I think it was worth it. David even just said on the most recent AMA that just happened yesterday, Japan is waiting. Japan is waiting, and Ultraman is Japanese, or has a huge Japanese following, should I say. But the East is going to scoop up pieces like this, and in my opinion, it's a very good looking piece. All right, last but not least, guys, I think we are around the 10 or 11 minute mark in the video now, so let's round it off with one last fact. And of course, it wouldn't be a VEVE Investments video without me talking about the Pride of Rewind collected pieces at one point or another. You guys are going to start thinking I'm nuts here, but for those who don't know, museums have been said to be buying up the Pride and Rewind collected pieces. And this news has actually come from Amar Singh himself, who is the artist behind these pieces. He mentioned how 2 US space museums, I believe one in Miami and one in, oh god, I wouldn't know. I want to say Chicago, but take that as a grain of salt, guys. They've expressed interest in the Pride 2 pieces, and then he has also said that a European museum has bought up a couple of the Rewind collective cards. So my thought behind this is like, whoa, like you're telling me I could walk into a museum and see something that I own in the future? Like, that's kind of nuts. You know, like, when was the last time you walked in and was like, oh yeah, I have one of those at home. Now it's like, oh, I got 4 of them on my phone. So I certainly have it on my personal bucket list to be visiting a museum in the future that has one of these pieces. I just think that that's so cool. And that's going to conclude episode 19, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys want to see in future episodes. I am also looking at creating some new background images for the videos like you guys are seeing on screen right now. So if you guys want me to make any art pieces with specific sets on the platform that you haven't seen yet, make sure to comment them down below. As for our next episode, guys, I'll catch you later.